Hello students, teachers, parents, history nerds. Hello everybody and welcome to Nutshelled History, where we lay out the facts, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We continue with our Modern World History series by looking at democratic reforms in Britain. Don't forget that there's a link for a fill-in-the-blank worksheet in the description. Feel free to use it. I just ask that you like and subscribe. I apologize for any mispronunciations ahead of time. I do my best. All right, let's roll. In 1815, Britain was governed by a constitutional monarchy with a parliament and two political parties. But it was far from democratic. The House of Lords was controlled by wealthy nobles and bishops. The House of Lords could veto any bill passed by the House of Commons. Catholics and non-Anglican Protestants could not vote. Rotten boroughs still sent members to Parliament, while new industrial cities had no seats allocated in Parliament. The Great Reform Act of 1832 redistributed seats in the House of Commons, giving representation to new cities and eliminating rotten boroughs. From 1837 to 1901, the great symbol in British life was Queen Victoria. She set the tone for the Victorian age that was named for her. She embodied the values of duty, thrift, honesty, hard work, and respectability. Under Victoria, the middle class felt confident, and that confidence grew as the British Empire expanded. In the 1860s, a new era dawned in British politics. Benjamin Disraeli and William Gladstone alternated as Prime Minister and fought for important reforms. The Reform Bill of 1867 gave the vote to many working-class men, and in the 1880s, the vote was extended to farm workers and most other men. By the century's end, Britain had transformed from a constitutional monarchy to a parliamentary democracy. In 1911, measures were passed that restricted the power of the House of Lords, and it eventually became a largely ceremonial body. Also during this time, Parliament passed important laws enacting economic and social reforms. The Corn Laws imposed high tariffs that benefited farmers and landowners, but made bread more expensive for consumers. In 1846, Parliament repealed the Corn Laws. Gradually, Parliament passed laws to regulate conditions in factories and mines. Trade unions became legal in 1825 and worked to improve the lives of their members. Both the Liberal and Conservative parties enacted reforms to benefit workers. During this time, women struggled for the right to vote. When mass meetings and other peaceful efforts brought no results, Emmeline Pankhurst and other suffragists turned to more drastic, violent protest. They smashed windows, burned buildings, and went on hunger strikes. Not until 1918 did Parliament finally grant suffrage to women over 30. Throughout the 1800s, Britain faced the Irish question. The Irish resented British rule. Many Irish peasants lived in poverty while paying high rents to absentee landlords living in England. Irish Catholics also had to pay tithes to the Church of England. The potato famine made problems worse. Under Gladstone, the government finally ended the use of Irish tithes to support the Church of England and passed laws to protect the rights of Irish tenant farmers. There you go. Now let's do a quick recap. 19th century Britain, where a constitutional monarchy let the House of Lords, stuffed with wealthy nobles and bishops, veto Commons bills and keep non-Anglican Protestants from voting. Rotten boroughs thrived until the 1832 Reform Act finally gave industrial cities representation. Queen Victoria's reign boosted middle-class morale while the empire grew. Disraeli and Gladstone took turns as Prime Minister, tossing voting rights to working-class men by the 1860s and extending them further by the 1880s. The Corn Laws, which enriched the rich and made bread pricey, were repealed, and the House of Lords became a mere ceremonial body. Women resorted to smashing windows for suffrage, winning the vote post-1918. And the Irish question? Irish Catholics paid tithes to the Church of England, and a potato famine wiped out a whole mess of people. There you have it, folks. That is democratic reforms in Britain nutshelled. Thanks for stopping by Nutshelled History. Get all democratic on those like and subscribe buttons for me, and tell us if you think Queen Victoria was the greatest in the comments down below.